Hi, I'm Lee. I am very new to the mechanical keyboard hobby, and this is my first custom build. By the way, nothing is sponsored or affiliated in this video, everything was bought with my own money. Rip my wallet. If you're interested in anything shown during the video, the links will be down in the description box. For the keyboard kit, I'm using the KBD67 Lite Round 3 in white because it's pretty budget friendly and the white can match a lot of different keycap sets. Including the one here, TPPT Brown Sugar Boba sold by Keycap Studio. A round 2 with different novelties should currently or soon be in stock on their website. Including the shipping, it was around $74 US for me. I joined the group buy back in late December 2021 and it arrived in early March 2022. So rather than a group buy, it's more like pre-order. They also have PBT Ritual and Sencha, which are sold out, but will probably also get round 2s at some point. Again, I'm not sponsored, I just enjoy what they're doing, they have good designs at reasonable prices. Their novelties, especially for this round, are very cute. I love boba and cats, and the set really brings these together in a warm color palette. Onto the switches, I chose the Gateron Hippo Linears by Kinetic Labs. They have a 63.5 gram spring and they feel really nice after being lubed. I wanted to try out linears since my other keyboard, the Keychron K8, has tactile brown switches and when I type for too long, my fingers start hurting. Hopefully sometime soon, my video on modding my Keychron will be uploaded, but this video took me almost a whole year to edit, so yeah. I know there are linears that are more budget friendly like the Gateron Yellows, but at the time they were out of stock in the places I ordered from. Since then, I have gotten some and will be using them in another build. The 70 Hippos, it took me a long time to lube them, like 9 or 10 hours. The original stream went on for a little over 12 hours and most of it was just switches. This video uses less than half the footage for all the switches and everything is sped up to at least 35 times. And now comes the pain of being new to keyboards. I really need to get different tweezers or start bag lubing the springs with lube oil. I am never going to be able to look at a spring the same way after this.
Hold on, I need to go find that spring. It just flew. Where did it go?
Found it! Found it! I found it! Found it!
We haven't even built the keyboard. It's just the switches. It's just the switches. What's wrong with them, Doc? I have no idea. They just keep rocking back and forth in the fetal position, saying just the switches. It takes so long. Oh, my light bulb went out.
Okay, that's enough the switches. I spent so much more time on them and you don't need to see that. After late dinner break, I toggled the stabilizers and let me just say it was the hardest part of this build for me. I had no idea what I was doing even when I was following several video guides. Luckily, there were people in chat with way more experience than me who helped me out, so thank you everyone for that. I was also reminded to check the balance of the wires and although they seemed fine, I think they could use some tuning. I'm still not sure how to balance the wires since I've seen videos using various tools, so for now I just add a little bit more lube when I find that it starts ticking. Lubing the stabilizers was fine since I have a syringe that I can just stick into the stabilizer stem housing, but actually assembling and putting them on the PCB was, well, not great. As you can see, I tried putting them on the wrong side and it didn't help that my screwdriver was hard to hold and maybe the wrong size for the screws. If there are other newbies to the custom keyboard hobby watching this, I think the most helpful advice I can give you is to take it slow and take as many breaks as you need. It's a lot of work and there are some critical areas where you can potentially break things like the sockets or USB port if it's on the PCB. I honestly wish I took more breaks or even split the work into several sessions because I was sitting for hours and that's not healthy. But neither is a Keeb addiction. Finally, we're on to actually building the keyboard. It wasn't as time consuming as lubing the switches or figuring out the stabilizers, but I struggled to line up the USB port with the case cutout. I thought I was gonna break it so many times. Oh, and the giant screwdriver returns. I use a different screwdriver now, so this one will never be seen again. Some advice I've always heard when putting in the switches is to support the hot swap sockets from the back of the PCB. Sometimes the sockets can come off and the only way to fix it is to solder it back on, or get another PCB. I don't have a soldering kit, nor do I know how to solder yet, so I was not gonna risk it. Since this was my first build, I chose not to do any mods to see what the sound and feel was like with only the plate foam and silicone. I do want to try the tape mod on this board to see how it changes, but I'm really satisfied with how it is with just the kit inclusion. It's almost done! Oh my god. I'm not exactly sure why, but the keycap fit on the switch stems was tight and I had to push pretty hard to get them on. None of the keycaps cracked because of this though. I didn't have this issue with a different keycap set, so it could be the manufacturing, I'm not sure. If you're interested in these keycaps, the novelties for the second round are different from the first set, so the ones I have aren't the ones you'll be getting. The new novelties are still cute, I just prefer these. This is the finished build. Except I placed some keys wrong and it says sad. I fix it all later. Anyways, thank you for watching. Here's some sound tests with my old setup.